Right, Matt, main event of UFC Boston. It is upon us. And realistically, this is a tale of two different fighters. The former UFC middleweight champ, Chris, the All-American Weidman, jumping up to middleweight. And like Luke Rockhold before him, I mean, he's matched with a top-ranked rising star. And not to say that maybe Jan Blachowicz was, but he's taken on one of those top guys in Dominick Reyes, who's still undefeated. And Chris Weidman's one of those guys that started off his career. He was 13-0. He won the belt against Anderson Silva at UFC 162. He was able to defend it 3 different times. And then he fought Luke Rockhold at UFC 194. Oh boy. And in his last 5 fights, Chris Weidman's 1-4. And listen, I get it. In those losses that he had, 4 of them by knockout or TKO, yes, I understand the Gegard Mousasi fight was kind of sketchy and it was a TKO loss. But you look at his last fight against Jacare Souza, and he was completely just knocked out.
Yeah.
He was knocked out. So, Matt, what can you tell us in this fight? I know he's still daddy's boy, but what's going to happen?
It's interesting because a lot of the times we attribute someone getting knocked out or TKO to the fact that, it was probably a bad weight cut, the brain was dehydrated and whatnot, and if they move up in weight class, that should help their chin, and that very well could be the case, but I feel like Chris Weidman, it's not a fact of his chin being good or bad. I do think he has a decent chin, he eats some good shots. It's just he doesn't have good striking defense. He's kind of slow on the feet. He doesn't throw a lot of kicks. He throws, leg kicks, body kicks, but he's very, boxing and wrestling heavy, and that worked 6 years ago when he was the champ. But I feel like MMA, just as a sport, it evolves so fast over time that it's kind of left Chris Weidman behind to a certain degree. I know he beat Kelvin Gastelum, and I'm very high on Kelvin Gastelum, but the size difference in that, I feel like made up for a lot of the skill that Gastelum has over Weidman. So I do think Dominick Reyes is going to win this fight. I feel like he's just a more well-rounded and a far more kind of prime version of himself.
And Dominick Reyes does a lot of things well, where Chris Weidman, clinch work, Dominick Reyes for sure. And there's a lot of different things that Reyes does well, and he's more dynamic, like you said. As far as the odds are concerned, this one, -155 Reyes, +135 Weidman. It should be a very entertaining, and it's a really well-matched fight, more so than you had with Luke Rockhold in his debut at light heavyweight. But yeah, I'm going to agree with you here. I'm going to pick Dominick Reyes as well. But really looking forward to this one. It's a great card for Boston fight fans. Hopefully you get a chance to go if you're in the New England area. And if not, be sure to check out the Fight Night Picks 2-minute predictions here on YouTube. Let's get into it.